Just got this package in from Avery of Custom 3D Nerf, which means, hooray! Step 1, and oh man, this is a very large print. And step 2. So, let's go make the Undead Lord of the Underworld. I think that this is going to be very exciting. Let's get to it. This is obviously his Apollo pump grip kit, and I'll put a link to that down below, but installation should be super duper simple. He even has a very fine guide for how to do it. The Apollo just kind of snaps into place, and there is a stock. Now, why is it black and red? Because Team Red, obviously, and the best complement is black because Drac colors. So I've already got a name all picked out for this, and I've already modified the Apollo in advance. So this should be very, very quick and easy. But despite how simple it is, I think that it's going to be very cool, very effective as well. So I definitely could not just skip to the installed version and functioning. I really wanted to talk about these parts a little bit more. First off, Avery has clearly stepped up his infill game. In fact, just look at that. The honeycombing in there is tight. This is a very solid stock. Now, you could permanently attach this, but in all honesty, with an infill game like this, it fits on quite snugly just where you want it to be. So I might have to do a little bit of sanding on the edges of my Apollo to get an absolutely perfect fit just right here and here, but it is very, very close, and I think that that's going to be tight. The real winner here, though, is the pump action kit. So in addition to being a full infill in a lot of places, just a very solid part, you can see that there are full metal rods going through, really pinning this into place, keeping it solid. Now, it is 2 stages of locking, and I've gone ahead and removed the one that's very easy so that we can show that. So it slides onto the Apollo's rail attachment. This guides in just like so, and then it actually aligns perfectly so that when you lock this nut back into place, it pushes through and locks this top bar into the rail attachment, which just prevents you from pulling it off. It's already a very nice friction fit, but that is an excellent feature. Now, I'm going to remove this screw, align this, drill a hole, and then put the screw through. But what it'll allow this to do is, of course, be not only a priming bar, in fact, just like so, but also a return once it's drilled through all the way. So I'm going to go ahead and finish doing both of those things so that this is ready for the final firing demo, but I'm already just so excited about this blaster. Does it look like anything to you yet? Because it should. Alright guys, so this is it, the finished Rival Hades, and there's not much to say about this kit other than it changes the way I'm going to use Rival blasters. Now, there was no doubt when I did my stock range test comparisons that the Apollo was the better blaster performance-wise. The issue was it just had atrocious ergonomics with being part pistol, part rifle, just a huge back end, and then the priming back and sliding forward meant that you had to be constantly changing your grip. This changes all of that. It takes the blaster that I always wanted to use from the Rivals line and gives it a real fighting chance against Zeus, which is why we named it as such. So with slightly modified performance to really just streamline it, it didn't need much help in the performance department. It now has a stock which is actually quite comfortable. I like that he leaves this roughening on the back so that it really sits in your shoulder well, and then just a massive Alpha Trooper style pump grip, which is seems large but is awesome. Now, there are rail attachments here and here. To me, those are kind of a gimmick. There's also one up here. If you wanted in-strike rail attachments, you have rail attachments out the wazoo, but I don't need any of that. I'm just interested in the performance. So the blaster is now like a very meaty size, plenty of space up on this Alpha Trooper foregrip, huge handle to begin with, which we mentioned in the original review of the Apollo, but I'm going to stop talking about it. It was super easy to install. It just really changes the way that the Apollo works and feels, and now, like, how do you beat that? It's a shotgun Rival blaster, which happens to take magazines from an intuitive position on the blaster. So we'll go ahead and drop that, toss it, pull one of these out, slide that home, I've yet to have any issues with this kit. It's just very nice. Like, sometimes the nature of honest reviews is that I have to point out the flaws in the blaster, or the kit, or the part, or what have you. This is just pure giddy, childish joy. I think that this is exactly what the Apollo needed to be just a stellar blaster, and really just a performance powerhouse with the ergonomics to match. The only suggestion that I could think of for this kit is that I'm worried that I'm going to play with it so much that I will eventually wear out the hole that I drilled through this plastic. Now, it's tough ABS plastic, but perhaps at some point in the future, Avery might want to consider some sort of piece that we could lay in and epoxy into this to give it just more depth to screw through. Even put the pilot holes in it. I don't know. That's a very minute thing that I might even like just do an epoxy putty fill myself for reinforcements and drill through that. But kit is frankly flawless. It's clear that it's on at least some kind of revision because it works too well to be a prototype. It's just really, really nice. I would not recommend buying the pump grip without the stock attachment point, because the first thing you want to do when you're bracing it like this is tuck this right into your shoulder, and it's right where you want it to be. How do you beat that? So that's the Nerf rival Hades. This might be coming with me to an SE&C war very, very soon. I feel like it really needs a field test because I'm enjoying it too much in my backyard not to take it out for a field run and just, we're gonna have to buy some larger capacity magazines because it is lots of fun. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this modification, and definitely go check out Avery's eBay store. If you own an Apollo and want to use it. This kit to me is a necessity, frankly. So I would definitely check out the eBay store. Now, I know that he only owns 2 or 3 3D printers, and he gets a lot of orders for this as well as other parts. So if there is a delay or you don't see this in the store, check back in like 2 days, because he has to rotate his inventory to meet his printer demands. And I'm sure he'll outgrow that very, very soon because this kit is stellar. But that's my review. It's a really great part. The blaster is sweet, the modifications were simple, and the installation of the kit itself couldn't have been easier. It probably took 5 minutes total. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoy this blaster, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.